happy almost winter. Here on the left coast where I live, Central Oregon, it's very, very cold, but the weather is doing nothing. It's doing something all around where I live. But I live in this little pocket where the weather just hops over us. So it is snowing to the east of us, raining to the north of us, sometimes snowing to the north of us. It was snowing to the south of us earlier. But right here where we are, we've got a whole lot of cold and a whole lot of nothing. And it always happens that way. Which, I don't mind, but I grew up around the snow. So it's really hard for me in December to be around the coast where you just don't get that icy wind and you wake up to that quiet, peaceful snow. We have been getting the icy wind here lately, but it's disappointing because it feels like snow because it's snowing all around us. And I know what that feels like because that's what I grew up in, but the snow just doesn't come here. So what I am working on right now is one of the thrift store challenge journals. If you remember, I divided them up and I ended up with a dark one and a light one. This is the light one. So I just kind of have everything. This is going to be a very small journal. There's not a lot here in my collection of things. So it's going to be nice and small and sweet. What I have is everything, just sort of gathered, put together, waiting for me to assemble it. And what I've collected, these are the signatures that you saw me make in a previous video. And I've just collected random things. This is half of a dollar store sticker. There was something else with it, and I tore this off. But the colors are perfect for this, so I am going to keep it. This is my very, very last flower like this. I have used all of them now in my journal making. I've got a little broken brooch, some really pretty thin white ribbon, waxed string, and then just little bits and pieces that I've sort of thrown together as I go, waiting to become a part of this journal. So I've decided for this one that I am going to not sew it together. I'm going to use the cloth binding. Now I've only done this once, so I am not an expert on this. I'm sure I'm doing it the wrong way, but as is me, I am a Gemini and I am stubborn and I do it my way. So there. So we'll see, we'll see how it turns out. I might end up, who knows? I might end up very unhappy with it and throw it away. But I'm going to start, I love the crinkle, so I'm going to start just kind of getting my cover ready before I do anything. Okay, so I got one for the cover, one for later, and tear off my address. So that is going to be covered and trimmed. And it is going to be the cover. So let's see here. Let's go out there. Okay. And out there. So tempting to not pop all these little bubbles. Trim that a bit. There we go. All right. So that will be the cover. Just like that. I'm not going to embellish it or anything. It's an Amazon Prime cover for your enjoyment. No, just kidding, of course. Okay, so I know that people that are very good at doing this kind of binding have, you know, proper ways of gathering these. So I am just thinking, I have not stitched these together yet because I want to make sure that I know what I'm doing before I do. Because if what I'm thinking isn't going to work, then I will just stitch it onto a strip of cardboard. So I want to make sure. My plan, I have these trimmed book pages. So I was going to have this be the front and this be the back, and then do the strips of fabric to bind it together. And then I was going to glue this part to the front cover and glue this part to the back cover. So that's my plan. Then I took I took a piece of lace. I had a leftover strip of avocado dyed paper, and I glued it onto here. And I was going to use this and this to put it together. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that will work. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna sew. I'm just gonna do a quick single loop stitch to sew these signatures together, and then I will be right back. All right, so I've got the signatures assembled. Oh, this one's being a pain. And now we are going to try. So I will need 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3. I don't have to count as I go. Let's do, and we have the front too. Okay. So let's do the, I'll do the fabric first. No. All right, so see, now I have to start thinking. And I am out of caffeinated coffee, so we'll see how it goes. So I have 11 inches here. If I do I want to do 1 inch? Would be enough, because it's pretty small. I think that should be enough. Well, how about 1 1/4? So we'll go about there. So now let's trim all these here. 1, 2. 3. 4. Oops. 5. 6. 7. Okay, so I'm gonna get 7 out of that. And then where'd that strip go? There it is. Nope, that's not it. Where's that strip? There. Make this a little thinner. Okay. And let's cut some of these too. No, I'm cutting way more than I need. I just want to make sure I have enough, and then I'll have left over because I'm going to do this for another journal also. Is in process. Okay. And I can play with the edges later. All right. Grab my needle before I lose it. Right there. These things out of the way. Cover. Okay. So You're going to start with the front. Just going to be those two. So do I want to start with the fabric? Yes, I think I do. All right. So I'm going to take this guy out. Then I take this guy and oh, my eyes. Huh. This is a time when I wish that I had dainty hands and fingers. I got the mighty German jeans. A mighty German woman that you don't mess with. All right, so there's one. Next, is going to be this one. And this one. Okay. And this is going to be a lacy one. Now I think that I am going to actually do two instead of one in the middle because I want it to be very secure. So I'll do one there. Okay. So this one is going to go It's going to go here and here. All right. Slide that in. Turn it around. Let's go up a little bit more. Like that. Okay. As you can tell, I am not one to measure, which oftentimes gets me in trouble. And 2. Hold those for a second. Shoot. See, I did mess up. I need to go over more because I need to have room for one in the middle. So I need to wipe off some of the glue. So one thing I like about these petroleum-based glues is that you can just sort of rub away your mistakes before it sets permanently. I used to love to play with rubber cement when I was little. All right. I'm not really sure that I like that. I could put something right there in the middle. Maybe. I do have one more. Make it a little more secure. Let's see. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I take so 1, 2, I go there. That would be right there. No, I think I need to go down farther than that. I need to go up 1. And then down the other side of the purple. There, yeah, put these 4 together, I think. And that will make it much more secure too. Okay. Where'd that little fabric strip go? So, we're going right here. Well, my friends, that ends the 3rd installment of the Thrift Store Junk Journal Challenge. Stay tuned. I have a couple more videos coming for you where I have a pile of Christmas scrapbook paper that I am going to do a similar thrift store challenge for. Make a couple journals out of that. And until then, I will see you soon. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Please like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Coffee Vino Paper.